So, hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Today, different setup, I love it. Let's get started. Of course, a deck profile, 40 cards, I hope. So let's get going. A deck recently came out and was instantly blamed as pretty bad. It's a big Abyss Actus, and I want to share some love for this deck. It's pretty stable, it's relatively slow for an Pendulum deck, but you can spice it up with some spell cards and then it runs pretty fast and pretty constant. So let's get it going. First of all, 3 extras. The main searches of this deck, you can lay him in your Pendulum Zone, and if your opponent has a monster, you can special summon him out and tribute him. You can also just normal summon and tribute him. To set one Abyss Actor scale, left or right, doesn't matter. So this card pretty much searches out any scale we want to have, so 3 of. Also we can just use it as a 3 scale, it's pretty fine. And the other level 1 monster we're playing is triple, how's he called? Funny Comedian, I guess? I, as always, just have the German cards. Scale 8, and that's the only thing why we use him. He can also, when he's normal special summoned, he's of course always normal summoned. He gains 300 attack per Abyss Actor we control, and then he can share these attacks, and then he can't attack himself. He can also give some attack when he's in the scale, but pretty much he's useless. We just want the 8 scale, and it's pretty easy to search him, so also for the leading lady, so that's why we play him. Then going on, and of course we need Abyss Actor scale in the high scales, so we can't just use Dragon Pit Magician, for example. Then going on, triple Sassy Rookie, pretty much the best card of the deck. When destroyed, searches out, special summons out any Abyss Actor we want, level 4 or lower, I think. Yep. And the first time he's destroyed he isn't, so we can just special summon 2 or 3 of them out and save us from an OTK, because it's pretty hard to get through them, because they're not just protected from spawn traps, from monsters, but also from spawn traps. Another important thing about this card is that when he's in the scale, we can destroy him instead of a monster that gets destroyed. So he not only saves some of our monsters, but he also gets fast into the extra deck, and that's what we want. Then going on, triple Leading Lady. Leading Lady does a lot for this deck. Her effect is pretty much that whenever we, in the scale, whenever we get damage, we can let our opponent lose, one of our opponent's monsters lose the attack we just equal to the damage we just got in. I hate this card. To explain this card. And also when it's in the scale, the first effect shares, and the second scale effect is that when we get damage we can search out from our extra deck to our hand one card with less attack than we got damage from. That's why we played these two, because they have 100 and 300 attack. So pretty much we can always reuse them and set them as scale again or search out another scale. That's why they are so important, and that's why the Leading Lady makes a lot of pluses through extras, for example. Also when this card is destroyed we can search any Abyss script spell card from our deck. So again it searches. Pretty much everything that gets destroyed searches, and that's the beauty of this deck, that it's slow but constantly running. It's a bit like floating for a Pendulum deck. Then going on, triple Abyss Actor White Hope. He's our I just got cut off. He's our main scale. He can make on our other scale 9, so we have a Pendulum scale from 2 to 9, that's amazing. And also when he's on the field, when he's special summoned or normal summoned, he gets attack equal to all the names of Abyss Actor monsters times 100, so he gets up to 2-1 usually and can beat over some stuff or just do damage. Also when he gets destroyed we can search any Abyss Actor card to our hands, so also the superstar, and that's amazing. Yeah, so triple of him. Also he's level 4, so we can just go for XYZ. Then, last but not least for the Abyss Actor monsters, triple Superstar. Pretty easy. When she's in our Pendulum scale we can... Sorry, I need to take a sip. of course, always clean water. We can just tribute one Abyss Actor monster, which isn't a problem, it's a pendulum deck, to search one Abyss script from our grave and just add it to our hand, and that's amazing. And the monster effect is even more important. When she's normal or special summoned, of course she's usually special summoned, we can just set one Abyss script from our deck to our spell and trap card zone. It gets destroyed in the end, but pretty much we can just activate it immediately and then go on. So this card pluses off a lot because you can search Rise of the Abyss King, which is a giant plus in itself. Also, when she's special summoned, our opponent can't chain anything except for counter spells, so TT, Bottomless Trap Hole, Floodgate Trap Hole, and so gets shut off, and that's amazing. Also level 7 can be handy for Xyz if you decide to play some. And then the one Kirin without Bambuku, because it's not that important and we don't have the Pendulum Scale usually to take it out, because when we use Cowboy's Wild Hopes effect, we can't special summon anything else than Abyss Actors, so this card usually gets normal summoned, tribute summoned rather, but it's still Kirin and it's still good, so one off. I wouldn't play more if I could, so yeah. Then for the Abyss scripts, of course, triple Rise of the Abyss King, we get to target as many face-up cards our opponent controls as we control Abyss Actor monsters, which usually results in popping his whole field and destroy them. Also, when he's set and we have a Pendulum monster in our extra deck, and then he gets destroyed, we can add 2 Abyss Actor Pendulum monsters with different names from our deck to our hand, and that's amazing. So we can bluff it as a trap, and if our opponent decides to pop it, we plus even more than destroying his field. The most important card. Also, we can just search it out with Superstar and get some super fast plays on. Then triple Abyss script opening ceremony. We get life points equal to the amount of Abyss Actor monsters we control, even with the same name. Times 500, that's not that great, but this bluff effect is even better than the Abyss script, because when it's face down destroyed and we get a Pendulum monster, Abyss Actor Pendulum monster in our extra deck, we just get to draw till we get 5 cards in our hand, and that's amazing, because usually we empty out our hand completely, so we draw 5 cards out of this, so double. I'd decide to play just one, but usually we have so many Superstars effects that it would be stupid to not plus off of them. Then triple Allure of Darkness, pretty self-explanatory. We play a lot of dark monsters and sometimes we draw, for example, 2 of this guy and we really don't need more than one. We need one but not more than, so we just tribute him or banish him. Then a double Ignite Reload. Just double because I thought of triple it might brick, and it does brick. I tested it. Because the Allure and the Upstart Goblin, this one, can't be activated after him, and sometimes we draw into those and want to activate them, and then they're dead for the turn. So just 2 instead of 3. But it's still an amazing card for Pendulum decks, and also like the Allure, it gets rid of cosmic funny comedians and stuff we don't need, or extras. Then an Upstart Goblin because we need a lot of speed added to this deck. Then we go on to the traps. They're pretty a lot, but it actually works fine because of the Pendulum mechanic. Our deck has a certain base speed and we don't need any more. So double Abyss Actor Wardrobe. If we got already 2 Abyss Actors in our face-up in our Pendulum decks, and that's the hardest condition you can meet, you get to add 2 different Abyss Actor monsters to your extra deck with different names. So usually you take a Superstar and a Leading Lady, and then you're good to go to OTK. That's pretty amazing. So then I decided against the Solemn Brigade, because I honestly I'm not a fan of it, and rather go for the Horn Brigade. Triple Grand Horn of Heaven and 1 Horn of Heaven to just stop our opponent's turns. I know it gives the monsters cards in hand, but usually we can get rid of traps pretty easily, even without playing TT, because we can just bait out so much and still survive, because our monsters are protected by a lot. For example, like I said, the Superstar stops any bottomlesses or stuff like that. Yeah, so these 4 to just stop our opponent completely and then play an our turn. We basically don't need that many turns to overwhelm them, so it's okay if we just buy 1 or 2. It's still a stolen warning because it's stolen warning. Also, I like the Platinum Rare. It's like really shiny. Then 1 TT, because I still don't get why you wouldn't play TT in a Pendulum deck where it does not hurt you at all, and it's a good chainable against your opponent. Bust's totally awesome. For example, we can just chain it to the Bahamut Shark, and they, for example, heroes are done because they just have the Dark Claw and the Bahamut Shark, and then suddenly the whole board is gone. And also 1 Bottomless, because honestly I like it against yeah, I like it. Just against pretty many decks. It's pretty useless against ABC if you ask me, because they just special out a lot and are pretty constant, but it's also fun against Bahamut Shark. Then I do not play Evil Heal, because of course we can make him, and it's not even that hard because Wild Hope is pretty easy to search out, but I think he's just not worth the trouble. 3000 meter, which honestly makes our opponent's monsters have less attack, but usually we get over them anyway through Superstar and the pops, so we don't need that effect. For our extra deck, I did just choose out a couple of cards we could play. Usually I don't really go into the extra deck. The only real cards of my extra deck that I really use are the Abyss Dweller and where is it? The Rafflesia. But also you could of course play the Double Cowboy for the RTK, because sometimes you can just push for something around 6000 and then you can push with these for game. Also pretty useful these days is the Arc, because Arc can just steal a monster and not giving it back, so the graveyard effects of many things don't trigger. And Ouroboros for if we have a really crappy first turn, and we can at least make an Ouroboros and let us opponent start with 1 card less. And it's also pretty good graveyard control if you want to get rid of anything. I'd rather play these than Rhapsody. Then these 3, too lazy to explain anything. Rebellion Dragon to get over anything, which we usually would use Evil Heal for. Diamond Direwolf to get rid of floodgates. It's pretty easy to go into Diamond Direwolf because of our Sasirukis, because they just don't die. Then Dagusto Ammo. If we do go into our extra deck, we usually want to throw 1 of these behind them and just recycle a bit and also get some momentum. That's pretty fun. So my summary of this deck would be to not die in the first turn. No, but seriously, this deck is actually pretty fun, and also for some people of you who like something for the ice, it's all holo. Not some of my... Yeah, no. Of course, the whole deck is holo. So, yeah, it's pretty fun to play it. It's a pretty slow but pretty resistant deck. You can't really out us with a lot of traps. So we survive a lot of things. So this deck has been a bit of fun, will be definitely fun once the support comes out. Then the playstyle will completely change. Then we will play Evil Heal, but see you then and not now. Thanks for watching.